Tropical storm Lala leaves over 111,000 customers without power in Hawaii. My name is Aranda and I'm giving you the latest on Tropical storm Lala, which is forecasted to become a hurricane once again. She originally was a tropical storm. She strengthened into a hurricane. She did not make a landfall on Hawaii, which is a good thing. The bad downside to it, she still brought a lot of flooding. 10 to 25 inches of rain was going to be reported across the island. She passed through as a hurricane, but not making a landfall, but still bringing hurricane conditions. I think the max wind gust was 72 miles per hour. There was 2 homes that was swept away. So far, she's still a tropical storm as she still pulls away from Hawaii. She is forecasted to the middle at the middle of this week or towards the end of this week to become a hurricane once again. So she could become a hurricane 2 times as she lingers in the Pacific. That just shows you how warm the waters are in the Pacific right now. And there is a medium chance that we see another storm, whether it's a tropical storm, possibly could become a hurricane in the next 7 days, and then there's a high chance right behind it. So you see the Pacific is literally really active this hurricane season, especially as we come into fall. And then the Atlantic is just really hard for anything to really form into the Atlantic and survive, because there was 2 areas. One had an 80% chance, which would have became Debbie, and she didn't become Debbie at all. And then there was going to be another one wherever the E word was. But I mean, if you look at the National Hurricane Center, they don't expect any storms in the Atlantic in the next 7 days. Now, Cristobal did form just a few days ago. He didn't even last 24 hours in the Atlantic, but he was in the northern part of the Atlantic. But still, we're dealing with a super strong El Nino, so the Atlantic hurricane season will be a lot less active compared to the Pacific, which clearly is really hot right now. So let's go ahead and get into the latest from Reuters. Tropical storm Lala leaves over 111,000 customers without power in Hawaii. Tropical storm Lala left more than 111,000 utility customers without power across Hawaii on Monday, according to data from PowerOutage.us. Hawaiian Electric, the electric utility that generates, transmits, and distributes electricity to 95% of Hawaii's population, in the latest update said 117,300 of its customers are without power as of 7 a.m. Hawaiian Standard Time. Tropical storm Lala has left major damage to infrastructure in remote areas of Hawaii and Maui. Helicopter and drones are being deployed in Oahu and Maui today to assist with ongoing damage assessments to remote areas and rugged terrain, the utility said. It added that crews restored power overnight to nearly 55,000 customers in parts of East Honolulu, Milani, and Windward areas. About 71,600 customers remain without power in Windward, Leeward, and Honolulu areas. Customers from Salt Lake to East Honolulu are again asked to conserve power today, Hawaiian Electric said. The National Hurricane Center, in its latest advisory in Tropical Storm Lala, is located a few hundred miles west-southwest of Lilu, Hawaii. Here are the major outages by county, according to PowerOutage.us. So we do have in Honolulu County, 65,069 people are without power. In Hawaii County, 39,380 people are without power. In Maui County, we have 6,650 people without power. In Kauai County, we have 294 people without power, and the total outage estimates to 11,393. So definitely a lot of people is without power in Hawaii as Tropical Storm Lala, which soon could become a hurricane again, by the middle of this week or towards the end of this week, that the National Hurricane Center still has a tropical storm now, but going to strengthen back into a hurricane as she shifts north. Originally, she formed southeast of Hawaii, and then at the last minute, like a day, about a day before she was expected to make landfall in Hawaii, but she didn't. She curved north, which was going to bring more widespread impacts to Hawaii. That's why some areas in Hawaii had hurricane warnings issued, and other areas had hurricane watches, and then obviously tropical storm warnings. But again, we had at least 2 homes swept away. There was only 1 casualty, and that was a storm-related crash. We didn't hear any other casualties coming from that. So we're just going to have to see how she does. Will she actually become a hurricane again? It's very possible that she could, as the Pacific Ocean definitely have warmer waters this year and is way more active compared to the Atlantic. Now you might think it would be more vice versa. The Atlantic normally have active seasons, but you know, sometimes every year is different. Now we could still see a storm form, you know, off the coast, maybe Florida, Georgia, or the Carolinas, but that's going to be definitely extremely hard. Or even could see one form near the Caribbean, but it's going to be so hard for any storms to form, especially if you get a wave off the coast of Africa. It got to survive the entire Atlantic, and with the Atlantic being so dry, a lot of dry air in the Atlantic, these waves going to have to really get their act together and come off strong from Africa to try to maintain its strength to travel thousands of miles across the Atlantic. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one. If you guys will, stay safe out there. It's your boy Arande out.